Hello there, my friends, and welcome to my channel. It's Kate in the Nest, and here I am again. Now, we're midweek. In fact, we're on Thursday, and I wanted to sort of pick up where I left off and do some new things with you, inspired by things I've been seeing and reading and hearing and watching. But first of all, I hope that you are well, and please remember to just take this as company. We're here to stitch along. And what I'm going to show you is something incredibly new for me, but I'm so inspired because there's a bit of a theme going on. And first of all, context. There's my sewing basket slipping on. I've got something here that's turned over. Oh, that's a beautiful. I've just literally got home from seeing my mum. I went to Sydney today and sat with her and stitched. We chatted. It was a beautiful, thank you for your care. She did have a fall and her back is incredibly sore, and we didn't get to go out to, a little bit teary, to our little cup and saucer. But I sat beside her and stitched, and I took her out my hard copy of the embroidery magazine. So that was incredibly special to see my mum reading about my story. And she's going, "It's gone back to when you were a little girl, Kate." And I said, "Yeah, that's right, Mum." And then she goes, "Oh, and it's written that I'm 94. And I thought, oh my gosh, is that all right? But she was just so chuffed. And that was incredibly special. So I've taken some photos just for the family because she's a very private person. Anyway, I was going to say, like, she doesn't like having her photo taken like me, and probably like many of us. Okay. But we're going to do some things this afternoon that are leading towards some very special moments in my life coming up. When I was in Adelaide, I've shared already some pieces that I got there, but what I didn't show you was because I actually sent some things home in the box. Look at this as a vintage doily keeper. I haven't got these. Many people, I don't think I've got any of these. Many people collect them, but I couldn't resist that. And I think these are geese, but they made me think of swans. Same store as I got this. And did you know that's the way they spell doilies? Maybe that's French. I'm not sure. But anyway, that made me think. It's a curiosity. So I am going to talk to you about swans. And I'm jokingly calling it Swan Kate rather than the ballet because, I love swans. I've been gifted with swans. I cannot do swans myself, but I love them, and they really are something that I love using as a signature. And in that context, my mum had her heart that I made her with the black swan on it and the little girl. So I've come home all enthused to make some swans. And here is the inspiration for it. So, da-da-da-da, under here, hope she's not too squashed, is a swan that was made by the beautiful Vanessa. And I've spoken to you about Vanessa already in context of my time at Adelaide. She made my diary that's sitting here with Christie's just there. She showed me a picture of, was it in her journal? I can't remember. She had a heart with a swan that she'd made in the center. And she told me she's inspired by Nicki Franklin. So she was very clear to help me understand that this wasn't hers. And I'm similarly very aware that I need to acknowledge that someone else was the inspiration and the doer of this. Why do I love this one? Because A, she's beautiful, B, she's made out of lace, and C, she's three-dimensional and therefore textural and really interesting. Now, all swans are interesting, but in the context of my work, I feel that if I could do something like this, that would be great. I'm off to Stitches and Stories with Kiki, and that's in our retreat in Sussex, no, can't say that, in Wisconsin, coming up, which is sold out and sold very quickly. Originally, that was going to be the 3 swans, which was Kiki, Kelly Makrens, and myself. But Kelly, as I've shared before, has had such a difficult year and is still recovering from brain surgery. But she'll be there with us in spirit, and I might actually see her before. So swans are very special. They're a love that I share, I think, with many of you. And this one, Vanessa made it beside me, and I'll put this one away, beside me on this fabric that was Miss Rose Sister Violet's, and this is the lace that also is Gabriella's lace. So I thought I would honour this piece as a memory of our wonderful time together. So it's going to be a very big project pouch, and I've got pink blanket in. Hi Rosemary, that's from New Zealand. I'm going to take this pouch with me when I go overseas. I'd love to be working on it along the way. You've seen me work this fabric before. I adore it and pop it with fluoro. So that is the swan there, and I want to be able to make these swans myself and perhaps put them directly into a garden. So for example, I've got this piece and I fancy the idea of a swan sitting amongst the flowers, because of course it doesn't have to be in water, not in Kate's world. So that's what we're going to do. And if that interests you, get ready for a crazy journey, because all I've got is I bought a bulk lot of lace. Look at this, from Gabriella at Miss Rose Sister Violet, and I'm using it in some kits and bundles that I'm taking overseas with me. The beauty of this is it's got a lot of tulle at the top, which I can scrunch. And do you know, I think I've lost my needle already. I've flown it off the ground, because there's the needle that was previously threaded. Anyway, there's my little cupcake, and she's sitting in that little bowl that I got on the way home. So just to, I'm sure you do this, but things like that just give me joy. So I like sharing them with you, and I use them. Okay, what was I saying? I've got lace here, different color. So this one will be a different colored swan. And if we go up close, Vanessa didn't have any pattern. She just scrunched and twisted the swan out of this. And then there's a layer on for the wings. And I just thought, I'm going to try. I don't think, however, that I can, I'll put it there, freelance it. So what I've done is I've made a copy on here. And I was thinking I could go over the top, and I've just realized I need fabric underneath it. First challenge, Kate. Shall I just go onto the site? How about I just do it onto here, and maybe this swan can go on another piece, because this is already marked up as a see, look at the things, the bother I get myself into. Can I see a swan? I can see a swan there. Now I could cut that one out, but let's try and make our own. But that probably means that this pattern, I could trace it. You will all be saying, Kate, oh, how about? See, I'm thinking of how clever you all are and talking out loud, and that's made me think of something. what if I cut that swan off there and make it like a pattern? Because I can always make another photocopy. Now, as I cut this, I want you to be telling me what you do when you make birds. Have you made swans? I'm sure you have. I'm late to the party. I know so many of you are wonderful embroiderers. And let's please know that I'm just making this up. Let's see, a swan amongst the flowers. I'll embroider this one, I'll embroider that, put some other flowers over. Okay, I'm happy. But now, here's the challenge. Let's cut off. I have no idea how much I need. So let's cut off a bit more than we will need. Oh, tearing it is going the wrong direction. This one's cream. Is that going to be okay on here? Oh yeah, I think she's going to be, look at that. See, that's the thing. When you use beautiful, and I know you know this, I'm just saying it to myself. When you use beautiful things, they just are going to be beautiful before you even start. So I watched Vanessa do this, and she sort of made a head, a neck, and then a body, and then she stitched over and over. So that's what I had pre-prepared. And of course, it's come unthreaded. I suppose just looking at that, I could make a bigger swan. I mean, you can't even see her stitches. She said she always has a particular colour in, maybe I go a little bit lighter than that, sorry. My threads, my neutrals are over here. Now I'll go digging in my basket. For a person who can't stop stitching, oh, there you are. How about that? Yeah, I think so. I was going to say, I'm so so disorganized. But my mum was impressed that I had everything together in my beautiful basket. So I've told you about seeing her. She just laid on the bed. She's not stitching at the moment because when she sits up, that's when her back, she's got something, a disc or something done that they can't, to fix it, they'd need to operate. And her doctor has just said very gently that she can't have the operation. So she's learning to live and work around it. Now I'm going to leave a bit for the beak. I'm going to say this is the head and this is the body. All right, so let's start with that. And where do I want? I am looking from above, and that will get cut off and made. I can't remember, Vanessa, if you did you stitch her off the fabric to start with or on? No idea, but that's why everyone, like, you know, how about I just put a needle in here. It should be a thinner needle, of course, but I'm just going to commit to that bit of thread. Am I embarrassing. I think I might be. Ah, yes, I remember her saying that going through all the layers of tulle is quite hard. She might have done the head first. And it's like Vanessa also did say, you know, we can print the pattern off Pinterest or something. There'll be lots of swans out there. Now I do have a bit of incredible news that I thought, will I keep it or will I just say it? So I'm just going to say it because it's a quiet day here in the Highlands. My husband's, he did find out before he went to work. I should have twisted that up, I think. See, if I tell you the news, it'll take my mind and your mind off what I'm trying to do. Maybe if I put a pin in. But see, it's the twisting that's getting me. I can always undo that. How about just pin? Zzz. Okay. And the head. And then a beak will come down there. All right, I'm just going to keep stitching. Do you mind if I stand up? Might be a bit big. Okay, drum roll. I've got a quilt in the Houston International Quilt Festival this year. As I said, I can't believe I'm saying that. I am beyond thrilled because I've done it for my mum, and I've told you before how much she loved quilt shows as a machine quilter, and you know my story that I wasn't going to make quilts, and I still really don't make quilty quilts, but I am in. I got an email this morning. I don't know whether it doesn't say that I can't tell you. I'm not going to show you yet because I think that's maybe, I don't know any of these rules, but it's wonderful. I can't actually go to see it, so because I will be in India at that time. It's on in November, but yeah. And to tell my mum in person today when I was by her bedside, that was a dream come true. So that's what we're doing here. So the head goes out a little bit better, maybe. Neck, oh gosh, what am I doing? Will I loosen that up? Yeah, so there we go. I'm sharing my news with you. And yeah, how amazing is that? Sorry. It's more that I don't quite believe it, and you know me, it's just little old me. But anyway, I won't talk about it anymore, but that's just had to come out now, and then I'll settle. The only other thing I have to say is the challenge is now that I have to get it boxed and over to the I nearly said the UK. I was thinking of Missy because she had to box hers and get it to Birmingham, and I've got to get mine packed so my gorgeous husband can post it for me, maybe on Monday or so. Should I just trim that a little? Now, everything I do is sort of abstract, isn't it? So we've got to think that that's the abstract head of a swan with a beak that's going to be there. And now let's look at the body shape. So I could still be twisting, because that's come out. Trying to like twist the swans. A little nasty. I want to twist their neck, her neck. So like down there, not too long a neck. Gosh, I thought this would be quick. And it might be. I just want her to be recognizable as a swan. How about I'll pull that out. And it's the proportions, isn't it, everyone? I think I need to cut that bit off. How about I cut the beautiful scallops off, but still leave some lace. I mean, I could have and probably should have watched the video first or bought a pattern. How about this? Squash on top, in a bit there. And then yep, and then quite a lot shorter than I had originally been thinking. It doesn't seem right though, does it? I suppose it'll get thicker. All right, let's go down to there. And then up. I think I can. Am I being just a little bit too optimistic there? I can sort of see a swan. And I just need to do this a little bit first because that's worrying me, how thick. If this goes skinnier, I might start being happier. Oh. Vanessa asked me about putting an eye on, and I said, oh no, I don't think I could ever put an eye on. Do you remember that? I tried to, what was I making? A rabbit out of someone else's fabric, and I could not do the eye. Gosh, see, I can't really do this. But as I used to teach, growth mindset. I just can't do it yet. And got to practice. Oh no, now that looks like it's a very long beak. I'll just keep scrunching. Put that under there. So what have you been up to today? It's a working day. You might be watching this on the weekend, as I know a lot of people don't have a chance in the weekend. Okay. So we sort of had, I can squish that. I need to squish this neck down a bit more, I think. Maybe I did too many twists. Come on, gorgeous, let's untwist you for a minute. Yeah, it looks too twisted. Yeah, make it more gentle. Someone told me the other day that they watch one of my early videos just when they need a laugh. And I can't remember what they said I was making. Of course, I don't go back. But this might become one of those videos where what have I done wrong? Is it just too much material in the neck? I'm going to shave a bit off. Make it thinner. And no one's really going to be inspecting it, are they? And actually, this is probably a bit... It's like an S, isn't it? Okay, now down. And then up. And then you put the wing over the top. Okay. She's done a little tuck of the body there. Have I got my proportions right? Like, the more I look at this, I just go, Kate, just truly, it can't be that hard, but you are making it so difficult. And that'll go over the top. Okay, let me just stitch that down. And it's we're learning by doing. Where's that thread? I need to say hello to Ruth from Melbourne, who made me, thank you Ruth, you made me smile by the fact that she said she hadn't even finished my latest video and was laughing, because, you know, that's what, you know, laughter amongst friends is a great thing. What was it about? Oh, my scissors. Yeah, can't ever find the scissors. But I bought those other scissors because of the colour. I should be doing invisible stitching, I just realised. Which I can, because that wasn't going down. Scrunch that up. won't it be funny if you come back and eventually see this work and it's got the flowers all done and lots of other flowers added and embroidered and embellished, and dunk, who's missing? Swan Kate. I must work out a way though. All our doilies with swans are disappearing, so I have to be able to make myself now. This neck has gone really thick. That's the bend. Get the bend, and then she goes up. I just remember Vanessa's reassuring words to say that you can just keep squishing. So that's what I will do, so we don't have a swan with a fat neck. And I want to get to the wings and the little skirt in a minute. So it's like sculpture, isn't it? She got a hernia in her neck. One of those. Dear. I'm being very literal now. Okay, let's change the subject. What else is happening out there? I told you I've been madly dyeing wool, getting ready to fly. So I said goodbye to my mum, or just, we don't like saying goodbye. I just said see you soon, and the time difference might make it challenging to talk. And she said just send me photos, which I will. I don't think I have any time to do like a specific collection as I like to do. Like all my time is going to be used in prep, but once I get on the plane, then I can be stitching away. Actually, like anything, that's probably maybe the worst part over. Let's just go wild down here. Remember when I crochet fabric, bags, it's that beginning row, getting the base and getting started. That's always the hardest. So there we are. I've got a little bit more confident, stopped worrying, and just gone put something on there. Okay, that can get pushed down. Take this pin out, and now we need to play. needs to be pushed down. And I'll put something over the top there. Now let's trim this a little bit. I can hear my husband coming home, which means that it has already been a long video. Okay, where is the bits that I dropped? See, could I be putting them like that and standing up? I think I could be. Then they could all stand out and trim their head like that. So it's sort of good that it's blending in. I will work on that a little bit more. Shall I dare to bring it up and show you? There is the first part. Now there's a colour difference showing, isn't there? So I might put some more. Actually, more is more with Kate. Let's scrunch. Can't find where that started and where it finished. But if I scrunched more of that colour over, and then the lace stands out, I'm actually enjoying this now. Thank you for being patient with me. And if you make swans, just put them on our Facebook page. That would be fun. See, I like that. I like the layering. Maybe too much of that still. Oh, this is the fun part. Zhoosh. Okay, there we go. That's the first part of Swan Kate. Thank you for being with me. I hope that's okay. I can't do it without your encouragement. And bless Vanessa for her beautiful swan. And as she said, Nicki Franklin as well can be a source of inspiration. But there we are. That's my first ever. Yeah, so she's got lots more knitting. Maybe this brocade is a bit big, but I sort of, okay, to be continued. Thank you so much, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now, and thank you.